With my colleague Jeff Johnston from Remax Condos Plus. We're going to be checking out a couple of units in the building. We're also going to be taking a look at the amenities. So, if you've been thinking about relocating to downtown Toronto, or you're moving to Toronto from outside of the GTA and you want to live in the heart of it all, you want to live near the nightlife, near the restaurants, near the entertainment, this for sure is an area to check out, especially for more professional individuals, because you have a more mature crowd here. You're not going to have crazy parties in the condo and neighbors keeping you up all night.
Definitely a little more quiet than the fashion district and closer to the core at Bathurst, I would say.
Do you want to talk a bit about this area, Jeff? You're very familiar with it.
I do own a DNA 3, so I am very familiar, seeing the area kind of transform. One of the nicer additions is the bridge to Liberty, just because it does connect you to the exhibition GO station in about a 15-minute walk. And I just think between the three buildings of DNA that these are some of the nicer buildings that you're going to find in this area, even for being completed at 2006. I think when you go through here, you'll really see that it has upper end finishes. I like One Shaw a little bit better, just my personal opinion, because every unit has 9-foot ceilings and has gas stoves and gas hookups on the balcony. So you're just not going to find that sort of stuff in a lot of buildings in downtown.
As you can see, we're here with an expert that knows this area, has worked in this area, sold in this area, and we're going to be checking out a couple of units, both at One Shaw and at 1005 King. The lock boxes here are located right at the front doors. So I'm just going to be, kind of getting the keys for the units that we're going to be checking out, and I'll see you at the first unit. Ready, so we're just getting off at the first unit. It's on the 8th floor, and I think this one has views of Lake Ontario, so that's why I wanted to really check this unit out. So this is a one-bedroom. Interesting design here. It's kind of all open, sliding door, 9-foot exposed ceilings, which is, these ceilings have been painted. Some of the DNA buildings, the ceilings will be just exposed, but here the concrete was painted. You are over the railway tracks. Facing south, facing into Liberty Village. You do get Lake Ontario views in between the buildings. I don't know if that really counts, but for realtors it counts. I don't know about the buyer if it counts.
Juliet balcony, which is not for everyone because you don't get the outdoor space.
Yeah, 2 Juliet balconies actually here and there, but it is nice, and you do get a nice view of kind of everything that's around you from here, and you do have GO train tracks there, so the GO train does travel there. Again, not every buyer is going to be okay with that. I feel like unless it's a buyer that has a very limited budget and they want to be in this area, they would consider that. But kind of more picky buyers would shy away from not having the outdoor space and having the train tracks so close by. But let's walk through this unit. Jeff?
Yeah, so you can see all the units have full-size appliances, none of these half-size units. And then this is what I was talking about. Every unit has a gas stove and gas range, so those people that really like to cook, you get that in every unit. This unit unfortunately doesn't have an outdoor balcony, but all the other ones have gas hookups. Like that's worth like 10 grand for a builder to put that in. And if your unit doesn't come with that gas hookup, you're never getting it. So something to keep in mind. It looks like they've upgraded the counters, and I can tell that they've refaced the cupboards in this particular unit.
Just want to check out the bathroom as well. So this one is a 3-piece. It has a shower, walk-in shower with a sliding door. That's how that slides. Looks like it has a newer vanity. Are these the original builder tiles, Jeff, or are these upgraded tiles?
These are the original builder tiles. Mm-hmm. This is as well.
So the original.
I don't know, but I haven't seen these tiles before. This is definitely a newer vanity. So it looks like they've replaced the vanity and these tiles.
Mm-hmm. And then
a little more storage.
A little bit more storage. And then you have the just stacked washer dryer. Looks like it's original. Yep. Nothing too special here. Coat closet. So it's a It's a 1-bedroom on King West. That's the feedback that I have of this unit. So now I'm just here in the shared courtyard between the two buildings. They do have underground parking in the middle. You have 1 Shaw on the right. You have 1005 King on the left. And yeah, this is quite spacious here compared to. This is quite spacious here, so it's good. And they do have visitors parking, which, you know, a lot of condos in downtown Toronto don't have visitors parking, or if they do have visitors parking, it's not free visitors parking. So now we're going into 1005 King. Just gonna grab the lockbox. We're gonna be taking a look at the amenities, and we're also gonna be checking out another unit here. Alrighty, so we're just on the roof of 1005 King, and this is amazing. Wow, what a terrace.
I think this is the #1 amenity of all 3 buildings. The view's even nicer at night, but look at the size of this. Anyone wants to barbecue, you got both sides, so you can get the sunset over there and lake views, and you can get the spectacular CN Tower and city skyline here to the east. But it's pretty spectacular. And this building, because it fronts on Massey Harris Park, they can't really block anything here or build anything to block this view. That's Massey Harris Lofts. That's the hard loft building right across. That's a nice building too. Yeah, it's a hard loft building, and then the top part is newer construction and soft loft. You can even see north to Trinity Bellwoods. And that's the candy factory right in front of you too. Sorry, chocolate factory lofts and candy factory lofts.
You know, if you've been watching any of my content, you know that I like the mid-rise condos a lot more than those super high skyscrapers. And this is, you know, King West is just full of these mid-rise condos where, you know, your view is not really obstructed anywhere. You know, less units per building, larger units, better layouts, a lot more end user type of units where, you know, people buy them to live in. It's not an investment purchase. They're not looking to put a bunch of university students in there, and that just creates a better sense of community overall in the building. Owners take more pride of ownership. The amenities are looked after better, and just an overall better lifestyle quality. You know, a lot of times I get people that reach out to me and they're new to Toronto, and they're like, the thing that they tell me is, oh, they want to live close to the CN Tower. I mean, as much as it's maybe new for somebody that's new to Toronto, for an experienced Torontonian, for somebody who's grown up here, this is what Toronto is all about for me. It's not I'm sorry, I love all of our great developers, all the great condos that we have in Toronto, but for me, the quality of life, the lifestyle, that sense that you're really in Toronto can be found in areas like King West. It can be found in areas like the Annex, found in areas like the beaches. Queen West. This is what I personally like. Anything you want to add there, Jeff?
I just think that you hit the nail on the head there, Alex. What really distinguishes it for me is it has more of a neighborhood feel here. They actually have houses around you. They have lots of parks. They have mom and pop shops. They have different stuff that you won't find anywhere else in the city. And yes, a lot more owner occupied. Most of these buildings were built in that target key area between 2006 and 2015, where you're going to find better layouts, more livable space, and more directed towards end users versus a lot of investor units that are being built now. Sometimes I get asked a lot, Alex, about like where can we find great terrace suites, properties with that indoor outdoor space and living. I think being at DNA 1 here at 1005 King, we have a great view of these suites behind me here at 1 Shaw. They do have gas hookups so you can barbecue, you can see. They have spectacular unobstructed city skyline views, even views of Lake Ontario, and I'm talking 1,500 to 1,800 square foot terraces. Bigger than your units in some cases. These ones are real spectacular. Unfortunately, don't come on the market a lot.
So that's the party room. That's on the same level as the terrace. It's not as big as the party room, for example, in DNA 3, which is almost like two or three party rooms, but it's definitely sufficient in the fact that the party room, you know, as you can see here, that the party room and the terrace are on the same level. It's really a good feel if you're, you know, hosting guests here. You can enjoy the party, go out on the terrace, and then come back. So now we're at the gym. So as I mentioned, DNA 1 and 2 do share the gym. This is a pretty nice gym. It has free weights. It has a squat rack. Has a couple of benches, pull-up bar, cables. You know, essentially you have everything that you really need here to get a workout in. So I'm a fan, and this is, you know, probably if I lived in this building, I would probably cancel my Good Life membership. That's what I think about that. So nice terrace, nice gym, and AAA location. That's the most important thing. So we're in a 1-bedroom unit right now at DNA 1005 King. I was going to kind of show you and walk through this unit. So it's just a 1-bedroom. The unit is staged, as you can see. It does have this kind of balcony that north facing, so it fronts onto. Oh my gosh! All the doors in this unit just fly. It comes out onto King Street. You can see DNA 3 over there. This is west, and that's east towards the financial district. Jeff, you want to walk us maybe through the unit?
Yeah, sure. This unit has high ceilings. Does have 9-foot smooth ceilings. It's kind of nice because they've done some nice updates on it. They've definitely updated the flooring, and they've updated some of the appliances, and they put the oversized kitchen sink with gloss cabinetry. This is a nice feature because it's hard to get good storage sometimes under your sink, and everyone likes to have more drawers. I know that they would have been cupboards originally, and then they did update the vanity here with nice quartz. This is even the tile on the bathroom. They've done the whole bathroom. They did a really nice job with some of the tile work in here, and I like how you got mirrors with tons of storage. Nice job. It's a semi-ensuite bathroom, so gives you a little more versatility because you can go through his and her closets towards and treat it like an ensuite. The bed, you also get full windows, and this is another update that I really like. When people put pot lights into the bulkheads, you can never have too much lighting, in my opinion. And then they have your laundry on one side with some storage, and a double closet on the other side. My only thing here is this door will always be in the way. Would have been nicer if it was a pocket door. I think Alex would have made the layout a little more versatile.
And one thing that I forgot to mention that you should take into consideration. So if you're looking at condos that were built between around 2002 and 2010 is Kitec. So Kitec plumbing was a type of plumbing that they used in condos during that period because it was more flexible, it was cheaper to put in, but it is a material defect. So, you know, condominiums have gone through the stages of doing Kitec retrofit, basically getting rid of Kitec, putting appropriate plumbing in, and there is a significant expense with that. Some condos had to do a special assessment to get rid of their Kitec. So if you're going to be putting in an offer on a condo that was built during that time period, make sure that you're including a condition around Kitec to protect yourself as a buyer, because if you buy in a building and Kitec hasn't been replaced, well then that cost can fall on you as a unit owner, and that can be several thousand. So that's just something to take into consideration. So this is something interesting. You see it here in the lobby in the entrance, and this is why these buildings were actually first called DNA 1, 2, and I guess DNA 3, is that originally these buildings were supposed to have fingerprint recognition to go and get access into the building, but this was actually never used. But the name stuck, and the name's pretty cool, and I bet you didn't know that that's why it's called DNA. Maybe you thought it's like the DNA of the city or something like that, but you know, you get a cool name. Out of something experimental comes something good. So that's kind of what that was. And now we're going back into the courtyard. My name is Alex Zhvanetskiy. This has been another episode of Your Toronto Condos. As always, I have Jeff Johnston with me, doing some of our condo tours. If you want more information about DNA 1, DNA 2, DNA 3, or any of the condos available to you here on King West, whether it's to buy, to lease, or to sell, there is a link to book a call in the comment section of this video, or you can just comment below. See you next time on Your Toronto Condos. Thanks for watching.